Welcome back. The bell is about to ring for yet another back to school, and with that comes a whole set of challenges. One of them big ones being mental health challenges. Here to share some things that we should look out for our kids to keep their mental health in check, Dr. Asa Briggs with Briggs Psychiatry and Behavioral Health, along with Tanika Fields, who is a licensed professional counselor in the office as well. Good to see both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
You guys ready for back to school?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys get busy around this time of year. Talk a little bit about your practice in general. What are the types of therapy that you offer?
Yeah, so we have a full service psychiatric practice. So we see kids ages 13 and older, and then adults obviously age 65. From 18 to 65.
And therapy and this type of care is something that a lot of people, there's a stigma around talking about it, but it's something that everyone can benefit from.
Absolutely. Everybody can benefit from seeing a therapist, whether you think you're feeling well just for a check-in, or if you're feeling that, hey, I really need to see someone, I need to talk with someone because I really need to develop some coping mechanisms for what's going on.
And you guys are accepting new patients, or how does that work?
Absolutely. We are accepting new patients. If you're interested, you can call our office number at 864-748-3939, or you can also look on our website at www.briggspsychiatry.org.
Awesome. So you brought along some questions this morning that we wanted to tackle. I know it's a broad topic. We were talking about going back to school. The first question we want to tackle is the transition back to school can be a challenging time for many students. Can you share some of the common mental health concerns that both school-age children and college students may face during this period?
Yeah, so one of the first things I think about is anxiety.
Yes.
All right, so you're going back to school, you have the academic pressures. A lot of school-age children are going to be facing separation anxiety. They've been around their parents for a lot the entire summer, so they're going back into an environment where their routine is interrupted. So we have to think about sleep hygiene. That's one of the biggest challenges. All right, so kids have been staying up all night playing Fortnite video games, and so one of the things that we have to do is we have to curtail that in an effort to get them back into an everyday routine.
I feel like you've heard this story before.
100%.
Right? And then I'm sure the pandemic too adds a whole different level of anxiety to that, because maybe you haven't seen all your friends in the last little bit. So that is also a concern.
It definitely is a concern. Social anxiety, very much so a concern that we're seeing. Being able to speak with children and making sure, and college students even, and making sure that they are aware of themselves and understand, what kind of pressures that they're experiencing, but they also have resources that they can go to in order to get some coping mechanisms and techniques in order to curtail a lot of that.
It's all about how you handle it too, which is great.
Correct.
Let's talk about the college kids, because making that transition from high school to college is a big change in independence.
100%.
What advice would you give us on that front?
Yeah, I would just say that as you're transitioning into college, understanding that you are not an adult. Your brain is not fully functioning and not developed all the way. So there are going to be things that you have to think about independently. So looking at resources, every university, go Tigers, Clemson University, we have a counseling center. And so we have resources that are available throughout the campus. So one of the things that I think that college students really need to be mindful of is how to access those things. So during orientation, not being on your phone, not looking at social media, but really engaging and really thinking about what are the opportunities that you have to transition from being a teenager to adulthood, because the expectations are different once you leave college.
The responsibilities, that was the thing that I wasn't expected to come at me at 90 miles per hour.
Right.
Not only do I have to worry about going to class, I got to worry about extracurriculars, you have relationships in there, it can get really messy. So it's good to kind of look at all those as well. Our final question is talking about supporting mental health and how, to facilitate that conversation between maybe the student, the parent, and the teacher, the professor. How do we go through all of that?
First of all, I would like to say that parents really need to look at having those open conversations with your child, and having those, when you're asking them questions, they'll start asking, are you feeling good? Yes or no. But asking them open-ended questions, tell me about your day. Tell me what that looked like. Tell me how you are getting along with your friends. Give me information. And so from that information that the parents can get, and even teachers can get, you can disseminate, hey, well, you know what, I might not can help you with that, but I have some resources that can help you with that. Let's be open to all things and take those in, because we're a village.
So take the next step and not only say how did it go, but then ask some follow-up questions that get you a better answer.
And I'll just add briefly is that parents need to talk about their own mental health challenges.
Yes.
And I think that transparency and vulnerability amongst generations is also important. So we're trying to get rid of the stigma that's associated with it. And I think one of the things that parents can do, and professors alike, is normalize the conversation around mental health.
Exactly. Doing that mental health check-in for
Exactly.
both you and for the folks that you're serving, to your
That is
students,
correct.
your kids. So
Yes.
remind us of your website one more time.
So it is
People can check you out.
breakpsychiatry.org, and we are taking new patients, and the phone number is 864-748-3939.
There you go. We'll be sure to put that link for you at our website, yourcarolina.tv, because I could not spell psychiatry. So and some of you may not be able to do it either, but we'll make sure you guys get a link to it. You guys come back and see us. These are great and valuable conversations.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
having
for
us.
having
Shout out
us.
to our intern, Mariah Jordan, for setting this segment up. She's the best.
Yes,
So.
she is absolutely the best, and we
appreciate it.
wish you all the best as you go back to Clemson University.
Go Tigers. Absolutely. Thank you so much.